Good morning, guys. How you doing? I don't have the background music playing, so let me get that started. So I think I fixed the problem with the echo, so that's a good start. But I really want to talk about, being a developer and early retirement. Yeah, let's talk about that. Hey guys, my name is Potter. I'm one of the hosts of the show. We started the show back in, I think, January. Myself and Matt, we talked about it. And we put it together because, things in crypto are going like crazy well. And one of the things I saw is that the last time this economic boom happened about some new technology, I did not step out. I stayed in the corporate culture and I just worked until I was miserable. And I kept working anyway because it was a nice salary. I retired as a cybersecurity manager at Ernst & Young, where I traveled internationally for clients, met in boardrooms, did a lot of important stuff, and I was among the best in the gig. I just didn't want to pass up an opportunity again, like I lost out on the internet. Retirement has meant a lot of people telling me things that they didn't tell me as a professional, like, hey, you're really smart. I got more compliments when crypto was going crazy, but I still get it enough. But early retirement, I didn't think I was going to have to worry about anything from insurance to I paid off my car straight away because that's the first thing I did, whether it was the internet boom or this one, you pay off your debt. And so, but I wanted to take care of my parents. I wanted to do a lot of other stuff that the economy just said no to, specifically the Fed, doing the one thing that it can do, which is raise rates, which isn't going to help when you have risk capital like crypto. It's a whole different environment. The Fed was created prior to that, but regardless, they're putting on their foot on the necks of a lot of us. There's a lot of potential for innovation, especially as a coder, which I had to relearn everything and then apply it. And so it's challenging, but one of the things that you come to realize is, wow, I really didn't need all that stuff I was buying with that salary. You can live so much cheaper. That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, because I do understand that crypto is going to make a comeback because it's inevitable. Thanos snap. It's going to happen. And so I felt the best place for me to be was, since I was a developer, whether it was Solidity or React or just plain JavaScript, that was my job. Although I retired as a cybersecurity professional, I was also a developer in a life. I was champion of the average, but it was my job. When I worked as a consultant, I really never had the feeling that I was like them, because as a developer, you're just wired different. When I worked at AOL Time Warner, they actually had us in our own building. Oh, somebody sent me a message. God, I pray the sound is working. Oh. Hey, Cole. Hey, Mitchell. And Cole. So, they used to put us in our own buildings because we're just different thinkers. But what I realized was my directness as a consultant really paid off. So crypto started going goodbye. I had to say goodbye to my dad. And it just kind of turned things on its ear, because when you're at work and they're just paying you basically to show up, you don't have to do anything. But when you risk capital, is adequate enough to make it so that you can live comfortably, but it's still not the same. Closing your laptop for months might not be the best idea when you're trying to maintain your livelihood. But like one of the things that I think about early retirement is there's a lot of people working right now worried about their jobs. And I'm positive that what they did with their skill set is they kept it in alignment with whatever work needed. So mandatory training to keep your certifications up, but they didn't have time to relearn code like I'm doing now. And it's hard. There was a big game that's supposed to come out that competes with this game I play called Star Citizen. I mean, big build up, and they got pushed back because in code, you just can't plan things. So I've been working on a site for a week. I got it up, and then I just wanted to add something. I wanted to add functionality so that you can keep the screen the same and just pop up a login page. The level of incompatibilities with different things, I still haven't resolved it. I have it working independently, but when I try to integrate it, it doesn't work. Now, at work, when you have somebody saying, I'm not going to pay you until you get that done, you're a little bit more motivated. Still not going to fix the problem. You're still going to have to tell the project manager, that's not going to happen. I could sit here five days. This code is not integrating as expected. I'm a security person, so I'm not going to introduce new security vulnerabilities just to make something work. So, it's just a different world, and it takes time. If you're considering it, it takes time to do it. From what I've been told, I was talking to my friend Joe once, and he said somebody was frustrated at their job. This is when I was at AOL Time Warner. And I was like, why don't they just switch? And he said, Gracie, people aren't like you. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, people don't just jump from thing to thing because they know it's the right thing to do. And I was like, why not? And so that was over 10 years ago. So I've had a lot of thought on it. And I realized even this, I talked to another friend who told me when I was working in the music business, I didn't tell you guys that. I was the associate director of a music publishing company with big songs like I've Got the Power and songs by Madonna. But I was changing my career, and we're walking down the street with my friend Al, and he goes, you're going to go to the internet? I was like, yeah, I think it's going to be huge. He was like, wow. He told me this recently. He was amazed that I had that much gumption to do something because I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't look at it like that. To me, it just made sense, just like crypto makes sense. But I guess I have that gene where I'm not afraid. One, I love God, specifically Jesus, but I don't look at life like that. Every success story that you hear about tells you if you're doing a job that doesn't make you happy, it's going to feel like a job. If you have a lot of money and you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, you're not going to be happy. And having been a millionaire more than once, I can tell you that the money really doesn't make you happy. But what I realized is in high school, I would skip class. I started to not say that because my mom watches. But I would skip class, and you know where I would go? To the computer room. The first time I was so excited, this guy gave me a floppy disk, and he's like, here. I was like, you're going to give me a floppy? He gives me the floppy. And I, knew it was lunch break. So I went into the computer room and I put the disk in, and I just realized, what do you do next? And that's where coding started. And I realized in high school that all I ever wanted to be was a coder. I just wanted to develop, but I didn't have the talent because they kept telling me, despite me finishing other people's homework in computer classes, they told me, well, you don't have the right math, so you can't possibly understand the brilliance of computing. But going back to, that's all I wanted to do. So now I'm in a place where, people are willing to pay me money if I can produce. And I have one contract now. And I even taught what I want to do, and I'm happier than I've ever been because I don't have that over my head, So I kind of wanted to talk about that because a lot of people, glamorize early retirement. A lot of people fear early retirement. And just as anything in life, it's in the middle. It's not, yay, and it's not, oh. My commute is across my living room into my office. When I get stuck at something, I can just research it until I get a resolution. I don't have to rush to a meeting. I don't have to meet with clients that don't understand the intricacies of what I'm trying to help them fix. Just because a boss tells me to do it. I don't have to work for a boss who I'm smarter than or more patient than. But on the other side of that, with a personality like mine, I benefited a lot from having good leadership, but it was just so hard to find them. So in a nutshell, it's really what you do with it, not whether it's good or bad. For me, this is like the answer to a prayer. And I feel that with what I've created already, I'm going to have a good career, and I don't think I'll ever retire. But it won't be like the rehearsal 20 years that I gave to my career to be, to do that hustle of, it's not that you go brain dead, but you ignore a lot because that paycheck feeds you. That paycheck gives you everything that you want. And when you have to do it yourself, you haven't trained. In college, they didn't teach you how to, come out and be your own boss, or how to support yourself, how to pay your taxes, how to get a CPA. There's not that instruction. But the addition with Web3 is that there's a level of culpability that you not only own the code, but you could possibly own somebody's finances. And that's one of the things that paused me the greatest, because there are influencers right now who get death threats just because they promote a product. I think that we had a multiple of people unsubscribe from the channel because we refuse to give up our support of this guy who I talk about on Friday shows, known as Forex. But one of the things that people don't understand about him as an architect and as a developer is this is his side hustle, what he's doing. It's not his full-time job. He's a well-known trader and he makes a lot of money for that. What he's trying to create on the side is something to help people. And that's kind of what I want to do. But I also have to do the side hustle of making money outside of crypto, because when you are retired early, life changes. And whereas what work would give you a distraction, now you're stuck with just you. And that's not easy. And I'm noticing on this thing, I do this laugh. It's a nervous laugh. So I don't really have much more. So if you want to sign off now, you can. I'm going to talk to my peeps. Cole says, ha ha ha, you were the champion of the little people, and now you're the guru of crypto believers. Heck of a promotion. I like the way you think. I still call myself champion of the average developer. I'm not, at that level where some people are, but I don't want to be at that level. That was the other part when I got out of coding, that I was like, I can learn C#. Okay, I can learn Java. I wasn't motivated because it didn't necessarily bring me anything. Diggs is in the house. Hey, Diggs, welcome to the fam. Uh-oh. We always get interesting people on Twitch. The things I've heard off of Twitch people is kind of scary. So, but hey, how's it going? So, guys, that's really it. Like, I don't have as much of a show. I can tell you, Cole and Mitchell, that I was talking about the application. Man, there are the integration components of understanding a new technology are quite challenging, because whereas when you know everything, you're like, oh, I'll just do this and that. AI can't even help you. So I've had to refactor the app 6 times. 4 times was a complete rebuild, and 2 were an extension trying to get them to work independently together. But I have to abandon the architecture that I wanted. Like, I wanted it to just be a spa or a single page application, but it just isn't working. My expertise is not there yet with manipulating all the elements inside of a code without possibly exposing a vulnerability, and I'm just not going to do that. So I'm starting to relate with Forex a lot more. Cole said, when I retired, I found it quite a change, but those little side hustles sure do keep things interesting. Yeah, they do. Thanks for the knowledge. You could have said that a lot earlier. Mitchell said, I'm aiming for that retirement. LOL. Yep. Hey, Mitchell, it's worth it. It is so worth it. Like when you're at work and you hit that as a developer, you hit that bump, you're just not going to get past it. You got to sit there. Maybe you'll go work on your status report. Oh, status reports. Maybe you'll work on your status report. Maybe you'll go next door. Maybe you'll say, you know what, I'm going to take an early lunch. But none of that gets you into the thought process as a coder of what you need to do to get out of it. Coding and musicianship is so similar. And sometimes your fingers just won't do what the piano needs you to do to make a sound. And you can sit there 8 hours and try to woodshed, but it's not going to work. You got to get up and walk away. So being early retired, I get that moment of going, you know what? I'm stuck. I'm going to watch Netflix. And then you get back on the code thinking, this is never going to work. And boom, 1 second. And then boom, you figured it out. And that break is what helped me understand I'm going to re-architecture the site. But if I had kept going at it, I feel I would have just kept pounding and pounding and pounding. No, this has to work without any results. So Cole says, you'll get there, man. It can happen a whole lot faster than you think. I invested my way to retiring at 46. Wow. Well done. By not overextending myself in daily life. No big debts taken on. Lots of focus on building. I think you need to start a YouTube channel. Mitchell said, grinding away this year to earn more money to invest. That's a good idea. Cole said, building my investment base. I mean, not building things. Haha. I took jobs that offered training in investing, banking, so I could use them to build my own knowledge and then focus hard. Dropping some serious, what Mitchell said, nice. So you had more of a plan, or whoever's watching, this specifically Cole, he had more time to plan. I don't do that. I see things and I head to where the puck is going. I'm as positive as you could, and I haven't been wrong about any technology. I didn't know that. That's something friends pointed out to me. And I just need to have faith in that and plan and know that I did all the things. Thank you, R2. That I did all the things necessary to put myself in a position to win. Whether that's study hard, work hard, use the brain that God gave me, or just, not give up. I've just constantly done that. And it is so hard. Like I said, when you don't have a boss telling you gotta, when you don't have somebody holding a paycheck, and you have to be self-motivated. But you know what self-motivates me? Not going back to that grind, because that would be pain. That would be pain. Cole says, ha ha ha, nobody would ever watch my You never know. You're watching me. Cole said, I only say all of that to give an example of how possible it is. Learn to manage your own money, Mitchell, and you are 90% there. I agree with that. Because once those expenses are off the table, you realize that you don't spend a lot of money. You just build it up over time. And so it's always good I don't think people should do what I did. I do have experience, jumping from here to there, whether that was a company or a career. Like when I left AOL Time Warner, I was a developer and I was like, I want to be a consultant. And that was 5.5 months of pain as people were like, you're champion of the average. We put excellent people. Then you get into consulting, you realize that person doesn't know half of what I know. But I still wanted to do it, and I did it. I did it to the best of my ability, and I did good, except when it got stressful. Then I'd just impersonate the other consultants, and that would get me through. Uh-oh, Mitchell, do you guys really want me to put that up there? I don't think I should put that up there, Mitchell. I think it's best that if somebody really is that curious, they go into chat and read that. Because if I put that up, that's going to be there forever. I'm not going to do that to you. So I'm going to go to Cole's message. Cole says, Potter, you are an awesome example of how to learn, grow, and build a fortress of experience that allows you to drive your own business instead of being swept by the tide like most people. Yeah, and I'm not going to share what Cole said in response because, Mitchell, I believe in marriage. I think you should keep it. And eulogizing what you just said, that would be not eulogizing. Ising word forever in YouTube history. No, I'm not going to do it. Plus, I'm watching the show called Marriage at First Sight. Whew. Makes you appreciate how hard marriage is. All right, guys. Tomorrow's show. Let's go into that a little bit. One of the reasons that I left my gig is because of drip specifically. It's still paying me. I think people might be getting a little bit more of a wake-up call with Forex regarding what he's prepared to do, what he's not prepared to do. And I just have to continually, like I've done on every show, whether it was on this Thursday show or on the Friday show, I believe in this guy. He's doing the right things. It's just annoying about dates. But one of the things that people understand, and I'll go into this tomorrow, is you guys, you're investing in software. Welcome to the world of software. You got to change your vision on how you look at successes and failures. It's okay to get mad. LOL, marriage is great, but both peeps need to be paddling in the same financial direction. Correct. And Mitchell, before I get you in any more trouble, I'm going to say I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, game on.